All right, so I just want to give it another life update of myself. What's been going on, and what gave me the inspiration today of making a video again. And so the last few months, by the way, I'm losing the track of the time. For the last few months, I think I've mentioned this before. I've been deep in the crypto space, and now I'm in this place where I'm finding balance of my passion and managing, the cryptoverse, reducing time in it while maintaining, while being active and finding a balance. Because usually I'm always this very extreme person who either does one thing or the other one, right? So the balance is definitely the challenge in my life, and that's what I've been working on. And so, I started a few weeks ago a few practices. And I've been recording them, and I was thinking about them. How do I share them? And I'm not a great editor by any means. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be sharing all my lessons I have very authentically, whatever, however they are. And I don't really want to edit them because I want to keep them as raw as possible. For anyone who, it's essentially getting a coaching session yourself, and I'm also doing this, remember, for myself mainly, that I can at some point go back in time and remember, how I was acting, my body language, how am I speaking, what place was I there. So that's really the reason why I do want to keep it authentic. And it's kind of like an experiment. I'm not doing this for to become a YouTube influencer by any means. Thank God, no, because then there's this pressure of, you need to make money. So I focus that somewhere else, where that is not the case. So I have the freedom to share myself however I want, because I have a lot of really cool surprises up what I want to create. And anyway, so I watched, the inspiration what gave me today to make this video was I rewatched the intro video of my actually, I have to be authentic and have to be honest, with myself. And so I mean, how do I say this? Okay, so I may have, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna be very authentic. So I took a little bit of microdose of sassafras, which is MDA, which is similar to MDMA, but a plant version. I like to work with plants and go as natural as possible without any chemists and lab work and all that crap, because that really fucks with us. But just basically changing our brain chemistry. Remember that, look, I'm an experiment with myself. I'm my own scientist, and I'm not, obviously do a little bit of research of what I put in my body, of course, and then at some point I got to make some changes. But for me, it's always important, where do these things come from? If it's from the government or the pharmaceuticals, the bad, okay. But yeah, so we kind of have to do our own research on things like that, which expands consciousness and things like that, right? Anyways, so yeah, I started a few practices, so I'm going to be sharing them now. And I also did a trip into Arizona. I'll be sharing all of that and posting all of that. So let's see. Yeah, so I started some lessons of the Nacho Arimani method, and just to test it out, opening up my voice. I want to be in contact with my voice. It's a practice. It's a struggle, and and it's definitely a journey of pushing through. And because I feel a lot of resistance, doing something every single day is when you don't have to, it's easy to say no, but you are the only one who's pushing himself. So I know, I feel like I know everything, but I'm not doing it. So now it's like, time to hold myself accountable again. And yeah, so I'll be posting, this video is an excuse for some videos if, you don't see my body or this and that. I'm not like camera geek videographer. Look, my mind is all over the place, okay? So you have to excuse that. Like, you can't just be good at everything. I mean, you can, but it takes structure, and I'm noticing it also takes a team, right? If you don't have the people to teach you you have to learn everything yourself, and that takes a lot longer if you have like a mentor, right? So it's like a shortcut version, not shortcut, but I learn that way faster. Some people don't. Some people learn better through books, and that's great, and other things and videos, and I admire those people. They've self-discipline. I think when you have the time, and it depends where you are in the world, there's no teachers around you. Fuck yeah, YouTube is your best friend. Like, there's amazing teachers out there and amazing information. You just have to dig for it. So from now on, I'll be sharing like these sessions I've been doing week by week, and I'm also gonna be sharing my morning practices, and they may be boring, so you don't have to watch them. Skip them. And yeah, but if you do feel like doing it with me, whatever, that's it. And yeah, the whole point is of like opening up my voice and doing sounds and screaming and blah, and that's just an expression of me. Like, I'm sure you do the same shit yourself. So it's just just start being yourself. That's it. And I'm learning that too. I'm learning to be myself, because I'm always freezing up, around people and authentically sharing myself, and then if I do, I'm like being sometimes very aggressive and pushing my opinions, like, no, you're wrong, la la la, all this bullshit. And other times I'm like, zen and nothing. I have no opinion, I have no identity, nothing. And then like, oh, that's not my highest expression either. That's just being awareness. So finding a fine balance in between, like being in nothingness and awareness, because you have information. Yeah, be in awareness all the time. Just be aware that you're awareness all the time. But when you're speaking, are you always awareness? And when you, I don't know, So I'm figuring everything out at once. It's crazy. But yeah, I'll be posting the videos now, because if I'm not sharing them now, I'm recording myself almost every day, almost every session. So it'll be like just so much information. Things will never get done. It might be like 6 months until I release something, or like a perfect cut video. It's like, no, I'm just sharing myself now, and I'm also going to be sharing my crazy conversations I have with me. And here's the intention. The intention is not, because I see like a lot of like YouTubers on the media that are sharing shit, and it's all about themselves, right? They're like, oh, look, I'm going shopping right now and here and that's, because they want to create a YouTube career. I don't want to create a YouTube career whatsoever. I just want to document myself for my reasons. And if there's people like that out there, find information helpful, great, so yeah, I'm not really even telling people around me, like, people see, I don't really have many friends. I really don't. Probably I don't have a good best friend. I don't have one. My cat was my best friend, but she's been somewhere else for the last 3 years because I've been going through shit. And yeah, I don't know if I spoke about that, but I was pretty much close to homelessness. Like living in a van, no money, like sometimes like less than $20 a day, living in a van in LA, miserable, right? I'll get into that if I haven't talked about that yet. But yeah, it's really nice to see now. Of course, crypto's been picking up, and it's all about making the right decisions. I don't want to talk about what I'm like worth, because it's irrelevant. It can be gone tomorrow, right? But my whole goal is just being financially free. What that means to me is, having enough interest coming in, whatever it is, so you can live off your interest and cover all your expenses and everything you want. So that's for me financial freedom. And yeah, definitely working my way towards that, getting closer and closer every day. So yeah, peace. I just wanted to give that update.